And yes, we're going to talk about Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's say a motley crew in this case, but it's going to be about people trying to make you not vote. People saying that voting doesn't work. People saying that voting is a waste of time. People that say that they can't wait. Literally, they can't wait. They call themselves conservatives, and they say that they can't wait for Democrats to basically run the House in the midterms. And I think you might be asking, how does this work? Why do they act this way? And let's go let's say one by one of them. The first one was Candace Owens a few months ago when she said that we don't care about your stupid midterms. You remember that meltdown of Tim Pool, that he was saying that she is doing this, let's say, division in the conservative movement. I wouldn't say that Candace is dividing the conservative movement, but she does have influence over so many people. And if she says things like, we don't care about your stupid midterms, then that absolutely is going to make a dent. And she said that.
28, and it's because she's a piece of shit. Because instead of saying, guys, let's come together and figure out how to work together, she says the stupidest retarded crap. And now everybody's running around divided and broken. For what reason? For literally what reason?
Because they killed Charlie Kirk in broad daylight, and we don't care about your stupid midterms.
So she said that we don't care about your stupid midterms. And she says that she stands for everything that Charlie was about, which has changed in the last 24 hours. But I don't want these shows to be about Candace Owens, because that would become boring really quickly. But I needed to address this because it has to do with these figures asking people not to vote. And I have the, let's say, the explanation of how this works. So she literally says this. And I really don't think that Charlie Kirk would have wanted people to say that midterms are stupid or why go vote. But she continues with this.
We just don't care. Like, they really, this is how they view Charlie Kirk. That's why I say, was anything in his life real? Tim Pool is going off right now because he's like, it's not the time. You guys need to be mules. You need to keep voting in the very corrupt people that are lying to your faces right now about what happened to Charlie Kirk. It is not the time because it is your job.
So you're saying that the Trump administration has been lying to you the whole time about who killed Charlie Kirk. That is the way that she's making money. That is the way that she is profiting off this. And this is, I have to, before we move on to Nick Fuentes, who has the, let's play the clip of Nick Fuentes clip, because he's also an anti-midterms. I cannot wait for the Democrats to take the House. These are his words, trigger warning. His language is not family friendly at all, so you have been warned.
I cannot wait for the Democrats to take the House. They subpoena and investigate Kristi Noem, Lauren, and Corey Lewandowski, and they find so much corruption. It's going to make the impeachments during Trump 1 look like a joke. All that stuff about Paul Manafort and the business documents and the Ukrainian phone call. The corruption that they will discover when the Democrats are in the House, it's going to make all that stuff look like a joke. And they're just going to keep stacking it up on top of Vance. We're going to be in our war with Iran. The Middle East is going to be a mess. The economy is going to be a mess. The Trump administration is corrupt. He might even be impeached. You are fucked. And we are not going to bail you out. Sorry. 2026, I'm telling people to stay home. You know what my message is in 2026? Stay home. We got to vote to get back on track. Fuck you. And the guy that posted it, I like the guy. It's not directed at him, but that sentiment, we got to get everybody back on track. Go fuck yourself. You told us when we wanted the Epstein files, we don't need your votes anymore. Hey, wish granted. Remember that? Remember in July of 2025 when Trump said, if you want the Epstein files, you're not a real supporter. I don't want your vote. Hey, wish granted, pal. Wish granted.
So yeah, they want the chaos. They want people to just not vote. I'm gonna explain why. It's very simple. And also Marjorie Taylor Greene, I told you that I wanted to look for this, so to show that to all of you. You can't vote your way out of this. The Epstein files are proving it's all one big repulsive club, no matter which party is in charge. Again, this is all vague posting. The Trump administration is corrupt. We don't know who killed Charlie Kirk. They killed Charlie Kirk. They know who killed Charlie Kirk. Or it's all one big repulsive club. I'm gonna read first my quote to Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I'm pretty sure that she's gonna go for a podcast very soon. Everybody's going for a podcast. Classic manipulation attempt by despair baiting or blackpilling, if you will. It's all one big repulsive club implies a meaning that every single person mentioned in the files, even if said mention proves they rejected Epstein invitations, is tainted. This will resonate with a segment of the population who doesn't have agency and attribute their circumstances to the latest conspiracy theory. You can't vote your way out of this reinforces that loser baiting, because it's also vague posting without proposing a solution or option. They're not proposing any sort of option. Also, engagement bait, so the solutions will be in the deranged replies, and the replies are, yeah, we need a revolution, we need to take down the government, or something like that. Avoid anyone who weaponizes pessimism, especially if they are doing it for attention points. And in this case, yeah, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and many others are baiting the pessimism and saying that they are hiding this from us. I'm going to talk about the Epstein files, and like 1 week in after this massive dump, the Department of Justice saying that they have fulfilled their legal obligations, I'm going to address the Epstein files, but I'm going to talk to you about this. And I'm going to remind you that in 2024, right, after the Butler assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and that Biden dropped out of the race, like 3 weeks later, and he endorsed Kamala, and Kamala was propped up as this, I don't know, paragon of virtue for Democrats, right? I'm not gonna lie, it was really profitable for me to analyze Kamala. And every single analysis of Kamala, I did not hit a single 1 million view video, but I got a few of 800,000 views and 900,000 views, so it was nice. Not gonna lie, it was nice. And I said, all right, let's think about this here for a minute. What if Kamala Harris won the presidential race? She would be president for 4 years, and I would have 4 years of nonstop, deranged, crazy, insane content, and my channel would grow like, I don't know. It would be, I don't know, financially, but in every single metric, great for me, amazing for me. So it was in my best interest, or in my economic and financial interest, for Kamala Harris to win the 2024 election. And it is a fact, it's an undeniable fact that I campaigned for the exact opposite, for Donald Trump, because I knew that was the right thing to do. Because I had to think, okay, wait a second. Yeah, I can really benefit personally from Kamala Harris 4 years as president. But let's say I need to do the right thing. I come from Venezuela. I have to tell these people. I need to expose these people in some way or another. You can say, all right, Jesus, how do you think that you impacted the elections? I have made some calculations that could be a bit off. But I say that if I have an audience of around 1 million people in the United States alone, that was my audience. Is more or less a bit more right now. But back then was 1 million people in the United States. And I could say that maybe I really had an influence over, let's say, 50,000 people to vote, to go and vote for Donald Trump. And explain the reasons, explain where I come from, the country that I come from, why Donald Trump is the choice, why you have to vote either for Donald Trump or against Kamala Harris. Pick your lane. It's the same. Maybe 50,000 people is the difference that I made. And you know that since Bush and Gore, we know that 50,000 people can make a difference, can be a difference. So, yes, I realized that Kamala Harris would have been really good business for me. But you know that you have to do the right thing. It's better to do the right thing. And what these people are doing, what Candace Owens is doing is, of course, vaguely blaming the Charlie Kirk assassination on the Trump administration, because that is profitable, right? That feeds into this conspiracy. That is profitable for her. And the midterms, who cares about the midterms? She would thrive in the chaos. Nobody's going to hurt her in her gated community. She's not going to mix with the plebs, no. The same as Nick Fuentes, even if Nick had a scare, somebody who got to, I don't know if he was doxxed or something, somebody who went to his home, but it's like he really doesn't care. It's like a very nihilistic way of living life. But it's the same, is that this going against, and he blames the Epstein files for this. Oh, Trump did not release the Epstein files. And now the Epstein files have been released, and that's what I'm going to address right after this section. I'm going to address it right after this section. We realize that Trump was right about the Epstein files. And we see Marjorie Taylor Greene as well saying that we are not voting our way out of this. What is she implying? Nobody knows, because she doesn't have the guts to say what is the solution in the same post. At least I give you, maybe sometimes I need to be realistic about stuff, but I try to encourage you to, take a look at the options that you can have to do something with your circumstances. But no, these people thrive in conspiracies. These people profit from despair. These people feel great when their followers say, oh yeah, you're right, you're whatever. I am not going to get into that karma debt. I have said that over and over again. I'm not going to do it. So again, there is a personal interest, the same personal interest that I had on Kamala Harris winning. Of course, it was there. It's like there's the temptation there. And you say, okay, Jesus, very well, but what is going to happen to the United States? What is going to happen to the world? And at least I had one reward, the first reward, the biggest reward so far, and I know that I'm going to have many more, is the liberation of Venezuela thanks to Donald Trump. So I got a payoff, a big payoff, thanks to doing the right thing. I think that none of this morally bankrupt scum could say. But again, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Bottle Language Guy. Much love and